I am in a big giant state in the South, with the nuggets still in the fryer. Now I want McDonald's. We got here Wednesday. But the problem is, now I'm bored. Dear son is off with my mom looking at new daycare facilities, strict bed rest for me. And dear husband is trying to work as much as possible for his transition to new position before I pop this one out and he takes leave. The move has been smooth and things are good. Helen has her next court date next week. We will not be going, obviously, but have been in contact with the victim witness coordinator in Old County, and she has all our information. She hired a meh attorney and is already playing the victim. From what we know, she has no idea what giant southern state we are in and has assumed it is Georgia or Florida. We are talking to aunt-in-law, who has turned into our golden flying monkey. Can one be a golden flying monkey? And we trust fully. Aunt-in-law has said that Helen is rallying the troops, what little of her family still talks to her, and spreading the word that I am now the wicked witch of the West Side. Apparently, I have brainwashed dear husband. It just made me chuckle. She's retelling the tattoo story and the cousin's wedding story. It's longer, but oh so good, as the reason that dear husband has joined the dark side. Helen, he joined the dark side because I'm a grade A lay and can cook like a badass. Story time. Anyway, I was thinking of some early Helen stories, before she really took shape and grew the wings one grows when they become one of Satan's disciples, and I remembered the brunch. Dear husband and I were freshly engaged and were celebrating Mother's Day with Helen. She insisted, as her woman's club had plans that she had to have all of her family at, even if it meant that I joined, so we made the journey. Helen instituted a dress code. She requested that the boys wear pastel polos that she bought them for Christmas. Playing the long game here, who preps that far? And that the ladies wear Ralph Lauren polo pastel dresses. Now, no offense to anyone who likes polo shirt dresses, but I do not. I have curves and rolls, and these things are not forgiving. But dear husband begged me. He said I would look beautiful, and it would mollify his mother. At this point, I gave the smallest damns, so I did. I looked like a pink marshmallow, honestly. It was awful. We get to brunch. We were smart enough to get a hotel so we could fornicate like the heathens we were. And wait around for what seems like forever. Because Helen knows what time this whole shebang starts, so of course she has to make the grandest of late entrances at the recreation center basement, but whatever. Guys, she was wearing a prom dress to a Mother's Day brunch. We were all wearing pastel polos and looked like a ducking mixed bag of peeps, and this woman was wearing a dress that was appropriate for a fundraising gala. Nobody batted an eye, like this was completely normal behavior for this woman. I later asked dear husband, and he said she always tries to look her best and show everyone up. I told him she looked like an A, and he responded, "Yes, honey, but an A is her best look." I died. Her excuse? She wanted to really shine in the group picture. I ended up getting cut from the group picture because her pink dress, light pink, was too close to the color of my pink dress. She ducking picked out my dress and color. This B, but whatever. The lighting is basement fluorescent lighting, and it makes it look like her dress is what a uterine lining looks like. She proceeded to complain about how awful the entire meal was, but it was hosted by volunteers and was just a nice brunch. We had offered to take her to a fancy hotel brunch, but she insisted that this is what she wanted. And she proceeded to bash everything, except the floral arrangements, because she had designed those. I rolled my eyes and got tooted for this. Thankfully, it wasn't a long day, but still. She wore a cheap designer gala to a polo-style brunch. Helen, they were fake flowers in clear vases with glass beads. Dear son could do better if he were let loose in a Hobby Lobby. I gave birth Tuesday. I am currently amid morning nap time for my nuggets. Dear husband is at work. He started a new job and must go in a few hours a week. And I have approximately 2.6 minutes to myself. It's glorious. Dear daughter is healthy and chubby. Those few days of cramming Whataburger into me really plumped her up fast. Dear son is adjusting to the role of big brother. He's not sure about her quite yet, but is going to a new daycare a few days a week, so he's excited for that. Lots of positives. No Helen updates, really. Her case is pending. Nobody has heard from her, but we know she's still in Chicago and keeping to herself. Praise be. I ran into a just no mother-in-law, though, at the hospital while her daughter-in-law was giving birth to dear child number 2. Before the actual toast was done in my toaster, we had a bit of a scare the Friday before. We went to the hospital, went through everything, and even got a fancy room. But alas, dear daughter was not ready to make her debut. While we waited around to be discharged, I was walking the floor trying to get something moving. Whilst doing so, though, I heard a woman complaining on her phone about her daughter-in-law from hell to someone on her cell phone. Well, I'm nosy. I can't help it, and I had to know what the hell was going on. Was this woman really Satan's bride, or was she my just-no mother-in-law's sister? I will let you take an educated guess. Hint, it might be warm here, but she's certainly not from someplace warmer. Plopping my giant A down, I pretended to play cooking craze on my phone, ducking addicting. She was talking to her sister from what I gathered. These are the rest of the details I discovered. Daughter-in-law and golden child dear son have been married for 2 years. Their first dear son was born out of wedlock. He's 4. She is not sure he is golden child dear son's biological son. She has low contact with the family and was not invited to the hospital. She showed up anyway. I listened to this woman tell her sister that daughter-in-law is poisoning her son's mind against her, that he loves his mommy, bleh, more than anything, more than her, and more than her children. She is making him choose between mommy and his family. It's not right, and she is going to be surprised when he picks his mommy. She will find him a new wife that won't have a mystery baby that he has to deal with. She isn't even sure this new baby is his. I was astounded, but by then dear husband comes to round me up so we can get going. A few minutes later, we are on our way out, and I hear some very tense discussion. It's just no mother-in-law, arguing with a man who is ripped. He's pretty intimidating. He's telling her to leave. She's not invited here. She's disturbing dear wife's birth experience and ruining it for him as well. They want a peaceful delivery, and she is anything but that. She was indignant. How dare he do this to her? She has rights. This is her first grandchild. Guys, you could have heard a pin drop. I wanted ducking popcorn and walked as slow as humanly possible to hear the end of this, or at least the end for me. Mystery dear husband, Mom, this is your second grandchild. Dear son is your first. He is 4. He is mine. You need to drop this or I will drop you. Just no mother-in-law who cannot help but dig her own grave. Baby, you are half island. He isn't brown at all. Mystery dear husband who looks ready to push her in that grave. Mother, I am half Filipino. You are white. Wife is white. Genetics say that baby has a chance of being white. He is my son, and honestly, genetics don't ducking matter. That is my boy. That is my wife. That is my new daughter. You need to leave. Just no mother-in-law who is officially DOA. You don't need that family, baby. You have me. I didn't see the ending. I wanted to, but it would have been suspicious. If looks could kill, though, she would be deader than Helen's attempt at a tuna casserole or the toaster she hijacked. Rip, toaster, and just no mother-in-law. One of you was innocent and something people cherish. The other was an infected sore that needed to be burned away by a laser off the mystery dear husband's shiny spine. Helen's attorney's secretary contacted us on Monday. Yes, her attorney's secretary called the victim in the case. I'm still shaking my head at both the stupidity of the secretary and the audacity of Helen. Shortly after my last update, Helen was offered a plea deal. We agreed to it. It will require anger management, domestic abusers, and parenting classes. We requested the last one because perhaps she can just realize what she did wrong. Plus, some fines, community service, and supervision for a year. All in all, we are pleased with it. There is also a no-contact order in her court order, which makes the phone call from her attorney secretary a bit surprising. Why would they contact us? I freaked out a bit. I have a fresh baby and am a bit neurotic since I gave up coffee. I had a few important questions. Mostly, why did you call us? And dear God, please tell me you have no idea where we are living. She does not, had no interest in it, and just wanted to pass along a message. How this woman continues to accrue more FM faster than I can accrue points at Sephora is beyond me at this point. Apparently, Helen has been in a recovery program for 2 months now and is working with a sponsor. I didn't ask any questions, but what? Is there a mothers who can't leave their adult sons alone anonymous out there? Did she start one? How did she find a sponsor? Is this a weekend at Bernie's type deal? So many unanswered questions at this juncture. Helen's sponsor reached out to attorney secretary. Helen has written apology letters and the sponsor feels like we need to read them. Attorney secretary read them and believes they are legit. She said the one to me even made her tear up. I told attorney secretary that 1, she has no idea the hell that Helen has put me through, let alone the hell that dear husband has went through his entire life. She has no right to decide if an apology is sincere and genuine when all she knows is how Helen's payment gets processed. I let her know that I would be following up with my attorney because this is some ducked up 5th degree contact and I am not okay with her using this as a conduit to get her little claws in us. Finally, I said send me the letters. I have a spare email address just for Helen purposes because I'm paranoid that she taught herself programming and hacking and I will not take a chance on that. I am going to copy and paste my letter here. It was a scanned handwritten copy that was sent to me. I have not read Dear Husband's, and he does not wish to read his. I deleted it. I did want to read mine, because my spine is literally holographic, it is so shiny. If I'm being honest about Dear Husband, Mother's Day was hard for him. Part of him still misses her, and we are working on finding a therapist down here, so this was the prime time for her to stab a finger into his wound. Here's the letter, transcribed by me. Enjoy, friends. Parentheses are my commentary. Dear OP, ever since things have gone sour with us, I have felt the need for change. Changing my lifestyle, my outlook, and my well-being. I have lived a life surrounded by poison and evil. This is not hard when it's seeping from your own pores, but K. I have let it consume my very being. You wouldn't say. A great man, Obama said this. He's not dead, just black, so you can use his name. Once said, change will not come if we wait for some other person or some other time. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the change that we seek. This is me. I can no longer sit around waiting for dear husband, sister-in-law, or ex-father-in-law to save the day. I can no longer look to family members to swoop in and save me from the bad influence that have hurt me throughout my life. I am the change that I seek. OP, we have not always gotten along. L.O. ducking L. But we both are flawed women who just love dear husband. As his mother, I have wanted to shelter him. You wanted to bury him in your own weird womb bomb shelter, lady. Guide him and help him grow. I did not see that you wanted the same for him. I saw you as a threat. Not quite, and holy shit, look at this introspection going on. I treated you as a hostile invader to my perfect family. Dear husband never deserved that. What about me, though? He deserved a mother who put his needs above her own wishes and nurtured his relationship. I failed him and my grandchildren with this. I spend nights sobbing, holding dear son's baby blanket I never got to give him. This is creepy, right? Wishing things had been different, that you could have seen my true intentions. Oh, so this is still all my fault. Gotcha. But here we are, another grandbaby I may never get to hold, love on, and spoil. I am sorry for that. I wish I could be there. Labor is hard. You deserved someone to support you, and I failed my family by not being there. What? I know you have moved, far, far away, but my spirit is like yours. I can sense you. Again. What? I believe in you as a wife and mother now. Just know that I am sorry for letting my family down. Maybe had we not been so similar, oh my God, kill me now. This would never have gotten to this point. I am going to continue with my sponsor and complete all treatment. Maybe then I can visit. With all my love, Ducking Helen. Even now I am just in disbelief. I just can't. I'm both laughing and kind of crying. Helen, the only thing that remotely makes us the same is that we both have fantasies surrounding dear husband, except mine aren't creepy and disturbing. Helen is dead. She died on Saturday alone. From what we can tell, we won't know for some time due to toxicology, but it appears as though she mixed the wrong medication with the wrong amount of Franzia and passed in her sleep. It's been weird. Dear husband is sad, very sad, which is to be expected, but so far is handling it well. Father-in-law is planning all the arrangements. We are debating if we will attend. Part of me is against it. There are all the stories I have shared with my people here, and even some that I have not shared, about how she has just been this persistent infection in my life. Why honor her at all? But then part of me looks like at my dear husband, my little ones, and my family of in-laws, and I see something in their pain. That even though she really was ducking Helen throughout their entire lives, she still had some rare moments of being mom. Personally, I feel angry. I guess that she got to go peacefully in her sleep. Sure, her life was a hot ducking mess, but she deserved that after everything she has put everyone through. I didn't want the universe to be done serving her that karma pie that she so rightfully deserved. I'll have to figure that out, but I guess my username rings true a bit today. Ding dong, the wicked witch ducking Helen is dead. I hope afterlife is like The Good Place, except extremely hot so she is constantly sweaty and gross. Sorry, I'm petty. Thank you all for your words of support. Honestly, this has been a very emotional several days. We have decided to attend the services this week. We flew back to dear husband's hometown yesterday. I'm taking a short break for myself to process. Process what, OP? Helen wrote letters to all of us. They were in her safe. Father-in-law handed them out last night. I've decided to post mine and write a short response to her. Dear OP, if you are reading this, I have died. I hope that by this time we have reconciled, and we have both seen the errors in our ways. I never gave you a full shot. I've been going to therapy frequently, and I've come to see how much damage I have caused to my relationship with my son by isolating you. You are not a bad person, and you seem to be a good partner to my son. I don't always agree with your choices of dress, lifestyle, and personality, but that is why God makes us all unique. We have both made mistakes in our relationship, and for any pain I may have caused you by trying to be a good mother to my son, I am sorry. I should have listened. I should have seen you just wanted to make him happy. I hope this is not the last letter I write to you. I plan to write new ones every 2 years to update them. I hope I can look fondly back on this in 2 years and laugh at how silly we were. You and I should be friends. We are both beautiful and good mothers. I am very sorry we have been at odds because you did not see eye to eye with me. Take care of my son and babies. I'll be watching over you. Love, Helen. Dear Helen, I am sorry that we could not have a better relationship for dear husband and our children. I look at the relationship dear husband has with my mother, even now in our time of grief, and wish that I could have had that. Someone who could have been my ally, friend, and a second mother. I can honestly say that I tried for years. I did my best to show you that I wanted to make it work with you, that I wanted to be there for you and have you be there for me, but every step of the way you fought it. You punished me for existing. You hatched plots against me. You embarrassed me on many occasions, and you manipulated me until the very end. I can say that I had genuine fear for what you might do to me on a regular basis. No person should live like that. I do not accept your apology. Your passing does not mean you deserve it. You were evil, cruel, and disrespectful to me on a consistent basis. I will not miss you. I will not share stories of you with my children. You do not deserve that. Most of all, I will help dear husband recover. He deserves healing and peace after a lifetime of hell. Go to ducking hell, Helen. With no love, O.P. I cried writing that. It feels so good. I love you all, seriously. The almost 3 years I've been here has been so helpful. I am going to therapy. I am going to get through this. And I hope to be a wise commenter like so many of you. One final note. I know you hate heat, Helen, so I hope hell is just as hot as Chicago was this weekend, times 100,000. Rot in hell, witch.